turn to the left, you better pray for a better way. You better pray for a better way. Woo! Ain't no time left. Need to start choosing your thing the hard way. 'Cause there ain't that much time left. So you better pray every day to change. And stop choosing to live things the hard way. There's no turning back when you turn to the left. Gusto. Yeah, Gusto. Keep pushing ENT. Check this out. Stop blaming people for your actions. It's time to deal with the consequences of your actions. There are many different ways to put food on your family's plate. You don't have to push weight. You are making a fool of yourself. Don't care about self. Not knowing that's one of the greatest wealth. Knowing your truest self. Tupac said it best. It ain't them that's knocking us off. It's us knocking us off. We need to start trying to help one another instead of trying to destroy one another. It's time to get educated because the dummy ain't gonna get far without being educated. You need more than street education. You have to be book educated. Stop living at your worst and start living at your best. Put all bullshit to rest. Open up your mind and expand your mind, and you'll find what is so sweet and kind. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to No Fake Shit. I'm your host, Gusto, a.k.a. Myron. Yeah, I did it the backwards way. Thank you very much. I want to talk to y'all today about a subject. I'm just going to hop right on in. I want to jump into this subject of gang life from my perspective. And I'm going to give you some stories to go along with this and from my perspective of gang life, because I spoke on it a little bit in my introduction, but I really want to bring it to y'all and give y'all an understanding of, like, this gang culture has taken a toll of not being what it should be. And especially here in St. Louis and mostly around the world. Now, California, they still follow their rules, but a lot of these guys is not following the rules that was established. We go back to the 80s when it was established, and I go back into the 80s of when I came into gang life in the 80s. We stuck together no matter what. It was a family. It was we was not backdooring each other like today kids are doing. They're backdooring each other left and right, and they're killing their own friends over the littlest things. It could be a woman. It could be. We was never fighting over money because we looked out for each other. We made sure if I'm eating, you're eating. You know, if I go somewhere and you ain't got it, you got it. And like I say, when I got into gang life, you know, like I said, it was in the 80s. I don't know what it was like, 80, 88. Yeah, 88. I just moved on Lotus on the west side of St. Louis. I just moved on to Lotus, and it was 5932 if I remember. Yes. And when I first got on the block, I didn't know nobody. I didn't know nothing. And my cousin at the time, he introduced me to some guys. They was playing on a vacant house. They put a makeshift goal, a crate. If anybody remember the crates that they used to put up there you put them on the light poles, or you put them on the and on a vacant house on the board. I mean, on the board, a crate. You go get you some old. You find nails, because nails was everywhere. Wouldn't you figure out a way how to hammer them in there and make you a basketball goal, and y'all play ball all day. This is what us kids was doing. And I was just sitting on my porch, and like I say, my cousin, he introduced me to my best friend, my brother, MP, and he said to him, yeah, cause he like, man, can my cousin come play with y'all? Woo, woo, woo. So I just asked the guy his name. The first thing came out of his mouth was, yeah, man, my name Mister. I just looked at him and laughed. I'm like, for real? Then I found out his real name, and I started calling him by his real name. And anywhere it go, we kicked it that day, and it just grew into a thing of me hanging with these guys, the brotherhood that we shared, and the block that was over from us was 5'9" bad. And these guys were rolling 60 Crips, okay? And these dudes did not play. Like, one day I seen them literally, all these guys, they was out there and they just broke out fighting with each other. I'm talking about they just got to fighting with each other. One guy mother came out there with a shotgun. It was crazy, because everybody knew the store to meet up at. Or if you was the rival, you want to come through and shoot, automatically you know where these guys was hanging at. They'll be either hanging in the middle of the block or somewhere closer to the middle of the block, or you would meet up at Steve's store, because everybody would be out there, you know what I'm saying? Even us kids, we'd come over there to get Steve, go over there, get our candy, whatever, we knickknacks or whatever the case may be. And like I say, as we grew into a brotherhood, and then we was like, you know what? This is what we're going to be, because we're paying to our big homies, as we call them, the OGs, you know, and we paid homage to them. So we was like, you know what, we're gonna be what they are. They used to always try to get us to join their gang, and we was like, no, we're not getting into that. We see what the first time I ever seen the guy honestly get initiated into a gang. When I seen this guy get initiated, I'm not getting involved in that. I'm talking about they put this guy up against a tree, and it was about probably 5 or 6 of them. They beat the hell out this man just to join the gang. And then after that, they hugged, celebrated. Now it's got him for you to go put in some work. Whatever the case may be, he had to go put some work in. If it was selling dope, go shoot at some enemies, or go, with them we finna go fight. Cause see, back in the days, it was shooting going on, people dying, don't get me wrong, but not like it is today. And not many bullets. Back then, it was like more like fighting. We meet up, we fight, boom, boom, boom. This is what it is. We're cool. And I say, like, the late 80s, gunplay came in, but like I say, it wasn't that many rounds, because back then the most you have is like a 9mm with 17 rounds, and then the 90s came in with AKs, but I'm not gonna get into that one yet. But you didn't have much as you have today of these guys. I'm talking about they shooting over 50 to 100 rounds for what reason? And some of these guys are sitting up here shooting people like 64 times. I'm trying to figure out what you trying to do, make him into nothing anymore. What you trying to? Because after they don't understand, for each bullet you get, you're going to end up with a case for each bullet that you shoot. So that's 64 cases you're going to have that you're never going to honestly try to. You better make a plea bargain or something. Because honestly, whew. But anyway, and over the years of me being out there, like I say, on the west side of St. Louis, and what I learned from gang culture from back then is this, and from my perspective, back then, it was a brotherhood. We stuck together no matter what. Even if you didn't know how to fight or whatever, you better get out there. Because I ain't gonna even lie. Sometimes one guy we was finna get into a fight with, he pulled a knife. So I went home to get me a knife or grab something. And my grandma would not let me back out the house. My partners to this day say, no, you ran from a fight. No, I ran to grab because my house was right up the street. Because we got word, because it was called, up the hill was called Hilltop. Because it was when you go up, it's a hill. So they call it, it was Hilltop, and they call themselves Hilltop, the little youngsters. From their section to come down and fight with us, we'll fight with them, and
this particular day, we found out word that they came down to our neck of the woods, go down to Steve's store. So we all marching down the alley, and everybody just partners. Everybody just got to banging with him. And one dude I'm finna fight with, I threw my hands up, let's go, and he pulled out a knife on me. I'm like, I ain't got no knife or nothing. So I said, you know what? All right. I broke back to the crib finna get a knife because my house is like right up the street. So I went back up there to get a knife. My grandma like, where you going with that knife? I'm going back and handle. No, you ain't. Because if I would have, yeah, he probably got messed up that day. And my homeboys found that out. And I'll never forget, I got jumped by them same guys. I got jumped. And yeah, so it was bad. But anywhere it goes, like I say, from my perspective of it, it was a brotherhood, and we all stuck together. And the one thing that sticks out in my mind is that we was taught. We was sat down and taught rules and how you act and how you conduct yourself. In certain ways you don't conduct yourself. You like, you can't be like, it was a thing of you couldn't be with Bloods, couldn't be with Crips, Crips couldn't be with Bloods. But in certain instances, like we had a blood partner, he used to come sneak in the neighborhood and he'd sneak out. We show him because he was a cool dude. He was still a blood, but we still embraced him, but we wasn't, And my thing was, I don't too much. I wasn't the type of person that was out there, they say, gang banging and tripping off a color. But a lot of motherfuckers was tripping off of colors. Because like I say, you get caught in the wrong neighborhood, you're gonna get beat up, shot, or something. Nowadays, you're gonna get smoked. They don't play that stuff nowadays. And when you we go into the thing of the 90s, I moved off the west side. And all that culture that I was taught. You don't hang out, you hang out with your crew, they Crips, that's who you hang out with, don't hang out with these Bloods. I did have another blood partner who got me into the game of selling dope. His name was Bruce, Lord rest his soul. And yeah, and the thing was the culture. And the culture that we was in, man, we was a brotherhood, man. We stuck together. We did the drinking and all that. And then, like I say, it takes me into the 90s of when I moved off the west side. I was living with my grandmama on the north side, but I used to go over on the south side over my step-uncle's house. And I ran into my cousin. Well, I walked over to his house. I knew he lived right around the corner, but it took me some months because I don't know how they feel about me. Because we haven't been around each other since we was kids, me and my cousin Cortez. We ain't been around each other since we was kids, and I didn't know how he'd feel. So I took a little minute to go around there and see him and have a conversation. And once I got to talking to him, I went around to his house and went around his mama's house. Me and him sat down. He's grown, me and him got the conversation. We got cool, and then I met my homeboy Larry. Well, we used to call him Crow. Because why this dude was blacker than night, you hear me? Because if he coming at you, all you going to see is, if he smile, you're going to see nothing but teeth. Other than that, you're not going to see him coming because he's just that black. He was purple, that black. And instantly, me and him became so cool. And like I say, when I got on that side of town, on the south side, it takes me into... Like that was a different culture because it was Bloods, Crips, GDs, Vice. Everybody was hanging out with each other. That was Trey 9. Everybody was hanging with each other. Everybody was cool with each other. It was a brotherhood. Everybody was together. Like, this is what we represent. This is where we're going to be. This is how it is. It's the dark side. This is what it is. I don't care what you claim, but you roll with us, and this is how it goes. And I was come up in that gang banging culture, and like, you don't hang with Bloods, and you don't, what the heck is this? And I liked the culture because everybody it took me back to, like I said, the brotherhood, and that's what I loved about it. It was a brotherhood. And me and, like I say, my partner Larry, which we call Crow, me and him started hanging out, getting cool with each other. He was a Crip. I said, I'm a Crip, I'm a Road 60 Crip, you a Crip, so let's do this, you know what I'm saying? he was messing with this girl named Stacy, and she had a brother. Her brother became my partner G, as everybody know him as Polo G. At that time, we called him G. We called him G Smooth because this dude was so smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? And anyway it go, we turned around and formed our own block. Us three, we formed our own little block, our own little clique. You know what I'm saying? And we put into play this thing of this is what we are. We're Crips, regardless of anything, but we pay homage to the dark side. We pay homage to them because this is the foundation of all of this neighborhood. This is the foundation, the dark side. So we came up with the name. It was 4100 DSCG. Well, at first it was DSC, Dark Side Crips. But then we said we put the G in there. After I left, they put the G in there. After I went to prison, they put the G in there, Dark Side Crip Gangsters. Because it was 10-7, 6 O's together. We was together. We ran together. We had one partner that was a blood, Nate. This little dude here, he stood every bit of probably about 5'3", but had so much heart. Man, listen here. This man, accurate shooter. The man, listen, he was one of them. I respected him for what he claimed because the simple fact is he stood on it. The man wouldn't care about walking through a Crip neighborhood with all red on and let a mug know and get jumped or shot at because he didn't care. Because this is what I am. This is what I'm going to stand on. I don't care what you dudes do to me, but I'm standing on this. And he stood on it. And like I say, the culture we had, we still, and that brought me back into my culture of being on the west side in the gang life. Because this is what we are. You know, this is what we stood on. So I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? But we still had, don't get me wrong, we was cool with Trey 9. We didn't get into it a couple of times because of a cousin of mine to go down there and start something and then come down there with us talking about he needs some help. You done went up there and started something with these guys. So, we was never getting into any trouble. We hang out, kick it. We never really, when I got over there, we really never got into too much warfare, as they call it. Fights and all of that. And it was like, it was a culture of, you could go anywhere on the south side and didn't have to worry about too much of if you had the wrong color on. Long as you didn't come in certain neighborhoods on some bull, on the south, they didn't care. Go on, you could chill, go on, you look, just don't come over with that bull. You come with some bull, they gonna give it to you. And I mean, they gonna give it to you. And that's why I say, living on the dark side, I'm not going to get into too much, but I'm going to tell you like this. You will get killed quick. You will lose your life. And this is back in the 90s. This ain't nothing new, like seeing somebody. The thing, like I said, man, the thing is to me, is getting to me is it's a bunch of young kids are dying out here. And they're into more stuff. These kids got like probably about 5 to 10 bodies before they're even 12 years old. And about time they turn 15 or 16, they're dead. Because it's a thing of, it's a badge of honor now to get bodies. And we wasn't on that, you know what I'm saying? We was on the thing of hanging, chilling. If somebody trip with us, then we gonna bring it to you. And like I say, in the 90s, that's when I started seeing on the dark side, man, you would get murdered real quick. Them guys did not play. Especially Trey 9, they did not play. They will murder you. It ain't no, they'll fight with you. Yeah, they'll fist fight. But when it came to that gun play, they wasn't playing. It's just my perspective of it, of gang life, from my perspective and the things that I went through and I've seen. Because most of them guys, it was never over there. It was never over gang stuff. It's like somebody disrespect, or some guys will be jealous of what this guy has, so they'll kick something off, or it's just like wrong words, something be said, and I seen the warfare between two blocks, and we caught up in the middle because our block is like Trey 9 got into it with 42, and we're caught up in the middle because we was 41. We're caught up in the middle of this war going on, and I'm talking about every day. somebody getting shot, somebody's dying. This is what was going on every day. You're gonna see this. It's gonna be a shootout, shots being fired. I never forget one guy rode up on us on the bike. We was on the street over because we be on McCree, but then sometimes we'll be on the other side. We'll be on the other side on Blaine. We'll be on the other block on Blaine. We had that one too. That was my cousin's block. We'll be on his block. And we was there we was over there with my partners and stuff, and dude rode up on the bike. He say, man, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better clear out. We like, clear out for what, man? He say, look, he showed us this mug, like, look, y'all better clear out because I'm finna go handle some business. This man rode around that corner, you heard all kind of shots going off. He was shooting at the rivals. Like, that was a deadly war. And we was caught up in the middle of it. And like I say, I thank God I survived that because, like I say, it's forget a fist fight. You'll get into a fist fight, but more likely when you get in that fist fight, somebody gonna kill you. Because some of them guys, they knew how to fight, but they didn't know how to fight that well. But they'd rather pull a pistol and kill you before they do anything else or shoot the shit out you, one or two. And like I say, from my perspective of that, man, and what we are dealing with today, this thing is out of control. And we got to figure out as a people, and as these people out here call themselves OGs, but they don't have no OGs no more because why? They don't even respect us anymore. Because why? We ain't looking out for them like I say I was. And I almost forgot. Oh my God, I almost forgot. I don't like to mention his name, but Storm and Norman. We used to call him Norman. He used to have hey, listen. This man showed me my first lowrider I ever seen in the city of St. Louis. This man had a lowrider. When I say a lowrider with the hydraulics, all that. This man, as being one of our OGs, and this man not just taught us, but he taught us how to honestly get money the right way and not the wrong way. And not even just that, how you turn illegal money into legal money and walk away from the game if you choose to. This was on the west side of St. Louis. I met him on Lotus. And ever since, like I say, he always been that person, like I say, that taught us. And that's the thing about it today. And that's why these kids are like, forget these OGs or old heads. They ain't teaching. They never did nothing. Like my cousin, Dead End LG. You can look up on him on YouTube. He's got music videos. He said one thing that it always sticks out in my brain. He said, I don't have no big homies because y'all ain't never did nothing for me. And that's the difference in gang life today and gang life back then. And it ain't even no gangs no more. These are straight up, I don't know if you call them renegades. I don't know what you call them because it's any little thing. You got Bloods, Crips running together. You got everybody running together, especially in St. Louis. So this is not what it is. It's about gangs, and there is no rules to it. There is no rules. We had rules and regulations that we had to abide by, or you will. Like I had to learn, like I said, on the west side, I learned you can't run from no fight. You can't run. Like I said, I ran from a fight one time, and my discipline was my homies that I was with, they say my punishment was they let them jump me. Because I got violated because it's pause. No P. Diddy. Because I violated the rules. I didn't supposed to run. I ran. And I had to take my discipline. They let them jump me. They stood there and let them jump me. When they caught me, 'cause I was the fastest dude on the west side. They know that. You can't catch me. Straight up. I'm for real. Was a west side head buster. When I say head buster, I ain't talking about shooting you or nothing like that. I would crack your head open with a 40 ounce. I was a 40-ounce king. If I seen the 40-ounce bottle or any type of bottle, I would crack you. And like I say, I got disciplined because I ran from a fight. Even though I had my partners with me, but I still ran, and I had to get disciplined. And that's the thing about it. Even in GD culture and all that, they get, if you violate, you get, there is no rules no more. And the OGs that's around my age, they're not trying to teach nothing. Like I say, my OGs I can say from Kilo to Bruce to Storm and Norman, these guys taught me, sat me down, talked to me. You know what I'm saying? Like Bruce used to tell me, go to school. I didn't even tell you this story because after I moved on the West, Bruce started coming over my house checking on me because he got me in the game of selling dope. He said, you're just not going to sell dope. You're going to take your butt to school so you can get a better life. This right here, already, you know what this ends in. He said, I see something in you. You can be better than this. Take your butt to school. He came over my house, seen my report card, and yeah, I got disciplined again because why? I didn't want to go to school. I want to hang out with the homies and get some weed, get some drink, get some gals, and get some money. Every day, this is what it was. And like I say, today, there is no rules to this, man. And they looking at us old heads like we're clowns because we're trying to be just like them. I'm not trying to be like you. I'm trying to teach you something. But as I see, you got your mind made up because I already know at a certain age, and people don't understand this is Jewel for you. When you become a certain age, I'll say probably 15 years old, you can't tell this kid nothing. Because most of the time they done been through more stuff than I done met guys that's been when I was in the penitentiary that's 20 years old and been through stuff I have never been through in my life or seen. And I done seen a lot. You got to understand. Like I said, by the time they are probably 10, 12, they got probably about 5 or 6 bodies up under them. They're killing like it ain't nothing. This is their badge of honor. Like I say, they don't feel like, and I'm going to say I'm putting some responsibility on us. Stop trying to be, your time is gone of trying to be a youngster. It's detonated. Try to start teaching these kids. I'm talking to these older guys, OGs as they call them, big homies. You need to start acting like a big homie. And stop trying to, one thing I always respected, and I always will respect about my partner, I will always have love for this dude to the day I die. It was my partner, Boo. He was one of the ones that taught me on the South. He taught me how to keep yourself dressed, keep yourself fresh, step your game up when it comes to these gals. He taught me a lot, man. And he always looked out for us and made sure we were straight. And one thing he said to me when I came home from prison, me, him, and Crow, we sat down and had to sit down and had a talk. And that man looked us all in our face and he said, man, I apologize. Because I could have did more to raise y'all and teach y'all more, man. But I didn't. He said, man, I was young myself. Even though he was 23, 24. And I respect him for that. Because he came to me as a man and looked me eye to eye and let me know, man, I didn't teach y'all right. I should have taught y'all better. And could have did more than what I was doing. I will forever respect him for that. But today, we don't have that no more. And it's getting more and more crazier. Just like I said, man, You know, I say St. Louis, Chicago, and all that. Chicago's got a problem, but St. Louis, we're not as bad as Chicago, but we got it bad. That Usher, we got it bad now. We got it bad. And like I say, I'm putting it on us, OGs. Because I'm telling y'all right now, I'm done with gang life. I'm done with that life. I'm done with street life. Once they sentenced and gave me that 30-something, 35 years, I'm done. Now, my thing is I'm trying to teach y'all, man, so teach the ones that want to be taught and stop the ones that wants to be, find a better way to get away from it. I'll be gladly to teach you. I have no problem. But the ones that wants to be stuck, I'm going to leave you where you are. You want to live like this? It's only 2 outcomes. Prison or death. That was another thing I learned from the South. And I learned that a little bit about I learned that on the West Side, just not the South, but the West Side. Bruce taught me that. Figure out a way how to get out this game. Figure a way out. Don't be stuck in this game because there's only 2 outcomes. Death or either prison. For the rest of your life. Man, listen, I don't want to go back there, man. I do not want to go back to prison. Because I miss pussy. I miss holding a woman at night. I miss waking up seeing my grandmama face. Like I said, my mother used to do. I be sitting there, I'd be so freaking drunk and high and just put on some Al Green like Snoop Dogg would do, put on some Al Green, and next thing you know, here comes my mama. I miss that. And there's a lot of things that I can't get back. Moments, not even moments, but being with my family. These memories, me being there, I missed out so much. And that's what took me through it when I went to my cousin's funeral. Rest in peace, India. When I went to her funeral, I fell into a depressive state because I looked around and looked and said, dang, I remember all these were kids. They're grown. I missed out on so much. For what? What was the reason? And I could not even find a reason. And I just sat there, tears coming down my face because I missed even having conversations with her for real. Even though she let me come to a party and I'm mean mugger because I came out the joint. It's another, I already told you that story. But that's why I always say, what is the reason? Because back in the day, we had a reason. When gang culture started in 1969, the Crips started in 1969. They had a purpose of what? Protecting their neighborhood because the police wasn't doing it. The Bloods was started because the simple fact is we running there raping and pillaging the village. Not raping, but not no Puff Daddy, but none of that stuff. But we was coming in their neighborhoods and they was like, look, man, y'all ain't gonna keep coming over here doing this, man. Y'all making us hot. So that's how the Bloods started. The Crips started because they're gonna protect their neighborhood because the police ain't doing it. This is what it started. Now look what it is. What is the point? What is the reason now? Give me some understanding. What is it? There is no reason. It's just senseless violence. Just because I'm a man, I got pride, or you looked at me the wrong way, or you looked at my woman, you looked this, that, and the third. It's senseless. Now, let's go into the news. I wanna go into the news right quick. And I'm gonna take y'all into the news. Thank you. Now, it was let me get this right. Birmingham, Alabama. Okay. I don't know if y'all seen this story or not, but I'm gonna give you this story of Mahogany Jackson and the last 24 hours of her life. Okay, she was part of this band of, I guess they call themselves robbers or something like that. It was girls and guys together, and they was setting up dudes, robbing them and all of this. And And plus one of the girls got jealous of her because she was getting all the attention, allegedly. The girl got jealous of her, and basically they was in this apartment. They invite her over because she was like, "Look, y'all on some bull crap. Please don't get me in." She was like, "Nah, girl, you can come over. We cool." They tricked her over there. They woke her up out of her sleep. Okay, they woke her up out of her sleep. Now, this is the crazy part about this story. They put this stuff on Facebook. They put this stuff on Facebook Live, what they did to this girl. For 24 hours. Listen to me. For 24 hours, this is what this girl went through. And I shouldn't say girl. I should say woman. Well, she was 20, if I remember. I think she's 20, 21. I don't want to look it up. But anyway it go, the girl that she didn't like her for whatever they say, allegedly she was jealous of her. She set up somebody's cousin. Then it was a thing of doing her food stamps or something else going on. It was wild. So anyway, they woke her up out of her sleep. This one girl woke up out of her sleep. They put on Facebook. Dude shows his face on the camera. While they arguing in the background, this girl then confronted her about doing all this stuff, different stuff. I couldn't understand what she was saying because they didn't play the audio. Anyway it go, this girl here, they oh my God. They got into, like I said, the verbal altercation. I'm just going to break it down to you like this. They beat her, sodomized her, raped her. Then they shot her in the back of the head and threw up on a mattress somewhere by a dump. Just because. It was 8 of them. And these ages is ranging from 18 to 20, I'll say 24, 25, somewhere up in there. These are just kids. They supposed to have been her friends. And look what they did to her. Like I say, she was part of this gang. Okay. My thing is, and what I'm going to say on that one is this. She did not deserve to die like that. But let me explain something. In their terminology today, that's street justice. If you're part of that life, this is what happens. I hated this little girl had to go through that. When I say sodomized, do anybody understand what they did? When I say, because they broke it down to me. But they broke it down. They said when they talking about sodomized her, they talking about they took all kinds of things and stuck it up in. I'm talking about stuck it up in this woman, all kinds of things that they could find. After they raped her and let 2 dudes rape her. Or they put they went so far as to, I didn't even tell you, they put on so far as to online, they put it out there. Anybody want to come get some, come get you some. There's guys pulling up raping this woman. Where's the rest of them that raped this girl? I'm talking about they literally put this on Facebook. Like, listen, anybody want to come get them some, come get some. And guys was pulling up raping this girl. Do you hear what I'm saying? She couldn't do nothing because I didn't tell you this part, because they got her at gunpoint. Like, you're going to take this. That's sad. That is straight really sad. But this the culture that we come into. Because the way they look at it, oh well, she deserved it. And like I say, street justice is something else. You deal with them streets, this is what happens. You live in that life, this is what happens. I hated that little girl lost her life. It brought me to tears. Because nobody ain't understanding. 9 people's lives were lost. 8 was lost to the system, and 1 girl is in eternity. Lord rest her soul. Over, like I say, jealousy, doing what they do, setting guys up. That's part of this gang culture that now we come to. We was doing, I ain't gonna lie, we was doing the same thing. We're not lying. We wasn't using girls though. Yes, we was. Yeah, because at the simple fact, like, the carousel, I think it was. It's on Keys Highway and Natural Bridge. What about San Francisco and all that? Yeah. Yeah, you you be in there with some little girl thinking it's all, she done went in the bathroom, called the dudes up, they kicking in that mug. They rob you and kill you. We was going through that too. You had to watch the little girl that you messing with because you don't know. She might set you up. You better not let her know where you live. And in most cases back then, they'd kill her too. Because they think she gonna tell on something. It was deep. So that's street justice. Flat out. I hate to say it like that, but that's street justice. You living this life, that's what happens. And everybody tries, that's the thing that gets me, is they try to sit up here and paint these pictures. Oh, she was a good girl. She wasn't into this. She wasn't into that. I don't understand how this happened. But once things started unfolding, and a lot of this stuff happens too, out here in the streets, they sit up and say this guy's a good guy, but come to find out he one of the most dangerous dudes in the hood. And that's what the thing comes into play of. The rooster comes back to crow. Well, yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I hated that little girl had to lose her life. Lord rest her soul. But that's street justice. What can I say? In other news, now let me get into this one because I'm going to be talking a lot about this one. I hope I can compress this in enough. Okay, there was a situation that happened, another police shooting in West Side Chicago in mid-March. So this is the story goes. I don't want to get his name right, Dexter Reed. Okay, he got surrounded by the Jump Out Boys. If everybody know what the Jump Out Boys is, they jump out in plain clothes. They blocked him in. Yeah, the Jump Out Boys got on him. 5 or 6 cops. With 2 of them came up to the car. He's sitting up here in the car, the driver's seat. It's a woman in the video. She tried to grab the door handle. She's like, open this door. And he's like, nah. He went open the door. So he rolls up his window. She says, don't roll up your window. All of a sudden, he starts shooting and he starts bucking at him. You know how many times they shot that car up? Within 41 seconds? 93 times. 93 times. Okay? So the thing is, what I'm seeing is they show the video. When I see this video, his name was Dexter Reed. Okay? This is my thing. At first, I'm like, well, he bucked at the police. That's your outcome. You should have never. But then I start thinking, wait a minute. If I got a gun, and these police got me surrounded and I want to go out like that, as soon as that woman walked into the car, I'd start bucking. I would have took one of y'all with me. Sorry, forgive me, but I would have took one of y'all with me if I feel like I'm on that level. Because I know I'm finna die. So I'm finna just buck. I'm finna buck at you. I'm taking one of y'all with me right then and there. Ain't gonna be no. So why did he? And another thing a guy said to me at work, he was like, why would he roll up his window and then start shooting? Why would he roll up his window and start shooting at the police? I said, dang, that does make a lot of sense. Why does he roll up his window and then start shooting at the police? I said, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe when the police started shooting and they thought it was him. Maybe. But the thing that really got me is going to make you laugh. This is the thing that got me. So the family hired an attorney to sue I guess the city of Chicago. They didn't got this attorney. This how some of you lawyers do not need. I don't know where y'all practice at or where y'all got y'all license, but y'all need to get rid of them real fast because this man gets up on the news. This is what he says. He says, Mr. Reed got out of his car, put his hands up, and they just didn't want to do. I'm like, wait a minute. Even dude, but I saw this on YouTube and the dude was breaking this down. He was like, hold on, stop this tape. Go. He went back and said, that man did not get out the car. I'm like, what the heck is he? I'm with him, like, what are y'all seeing? That man was in the car. And plus he had a Pooh Shiesty mask on. And he in Chicago, so we know he probably on some drill. But they never did tell you where's the weapon. Or what did they recover. But they told you that he shot at them, but what's the weapon that he shot with? And one of the police got shot. So my thing is, what's the ballistic test? Because we didn't have situations where police is basically bucking at somebody. They accidentally shoot one of their officers. So my thing is, where did this man get out the car? He did not get out that car. And what was he on? More, he probably was on the drill. As they say nowadays, he was on the drill. So that lawyer, I don't know what you seen or what, I don't know where these lawyers getting their, I don't know. From what I seen, he should, if he did buck at him, he shouldn't have. But it's more to this story that we're not hearing yet. But eventually it come out when the police, well, we ain't gonna go into that one. Because I had a little cousin. Now the police rolled up on him. This was on Vandervender and Garfield. As they saying he out there, making plays. They call it today. Police roll up on him. I know how my little cousin is. My little cousin probably went on him. What the hell you messing with me for? Listen, man. He didn't even have a gun on him. He had it like the counsel between the seats. He ain't even trying to reach for it or nothing. They shot and killed my cousin. They just shot and killed him. And he was a youngster, man. They did. And we're not going to get into, I don't know, the guy that was up there in Minnesota. He let the police know, I got a gun. He in the car with his girlfriend. She started recording it. He's got his child in the back seat. He telling man, I got a gun in the car, but I'm licensed to carry. Police panicked and shot him. And killed him right in front of his kid, man. So my thing is, where is the ballistic test? Where is this gun at? Like they said, they're going to give us more once they, like they did my cousin. They tried to show that he had drugs, he had a gun, all this. And dude what he did to do, he trying to apologize and all this. You can't apologize for taking a life. You can't. Because this thing about the trauma that kid got to deal with. Think about the trauma that this, and I didn't even tell you, even in my cousin case, there was a little girl in the back seat too. So she seen him take his last breath. She broke and ran and got her mother. So what the trauma is, what is the trauma that this child gonna go through of seeing that? Because she was sleeping, she woke up to this. Talking about my cousin situation. See, and I'm gonna say this about lawyers. Stop looking for opportunities. There's not no opportunities. We're looking for real justice. Not a payday. We looking for justice. Because my thing is this. Even the good cops, y'all right along with them. And Hey, man, we got to get them out of there, man. Because they supposed to protect and serve and keep us safe, and they're not doing what they supposed to do. They're gunning us down. Just cause. Last night I was watching YouTube. This taking me into another one. I was watching on YouTube last night. And I seen on there again in Birmingham, Alabama. Here we go again. They didn't give the details, but they found another girl. She was found dead in her truck. I thought it was forgive me, I said a caravan. It was not a caravan. I said on Facebook last, it was not a caravan. It was a GMC, one of them, I don't know what's the name of the truck. But it was her truck. But anyway it goes, her boyfriend, they're looking for him because he's the one that they're talking about. Because they said, somebody said they seen her bloody body being pulled into her car. And they found her yesterday, deceased. And the cries from that mother that I heard almost broke my heart. It almost did. I ain't gonna say almost did. It did. I'm gonna be honest. It did. Because I'm just trying to understand what type of culture we're in. Like if a woman, like I seen a story where dude was like literally, he killed this girl because the simple fact is she moved on with her life, found somebody else. Don't get me wrong, we had it back then, but look at it now. It's getting worse. And I keep telling, I got a homegirl and I keep telling her that. Like you want to be on because you're getting attention from these men, but you don't know what's behind the scene because you on Facebook, you getting all this attention from these men. But what is behind the scenes? What is behind the scenes? When I say what's behind the scenes, you don't even know. You make this dude can paint you a picture. You know? And I'm not going to sit up here and say it's just the men. What are the women doing? Because just like I said, when I got home from prison, I met she made me believe like I found everything that I wanted in a woman. She cooked, cleaned, everything I found in a woman. But she did a whole 360 within a month. It's something that I told her that she couldn't accept. Instead of her being woman enough, like I can't deal with this. No. What can I get out of you? Not even just that. Talk bad to me. Cuss me out. I ain't gonna even tell you this. I really look like a lame. She turned around and literally let her, cause she got this house from this woman, but the woman's son was her ex. And he ended up moving in with her. No, we ain't doing nothing. Come on, man. I'm being boo-boo the fool. Oh, yeah, you right. Okay. Now look at my silly face. I feel dumb as a mug. My point is that it comes some times to where, like, literally, and I'm thankful to God because one night, if God did not, I say Yahweh, I'm not going to say God, Yahweh basically stopped me. I was not going to lie, I was full of that oil, and she telling this dude our business. I don't know this dude. Why are you telling him our business? My family, yeah, I'm going to tell him what's going on because letting them know this is what I'm dealing with. And if something happens to me, y'all know what to do. But my family got mad at me because you want to keep going back to this? What is wrong with you? I ain't going to even tell you one time I called her phone, the dude picked up the phone. She told me, I lost my phone. Yeah. I was looking like a straight lane. And like I say, one night, I'm glad I didn't. Because if I'd have got my hands on, I'd probably been locked right back where I came from with another case. Or I'd probably been dead. But I thank Yahweh. Because he literally stopped me from going. Because her grandson locked that door. And I knew that was Yahweh. Because if I'd have got it, it would have been a huge explosion. Big, huge explosion. And it stopped a lot. But I got blessed with somebody that loves me, cherishes me, and be right by my side. And I will not let her go. For nothing in this world. Going through that experience. And like I say, my point is, it's not always the guys, what you women are doing to these men. Like I say, it's just not us. And I ain't gonna put myself in that category. Them dudes. Cause I ain't finna sit up here and do like Finesse said today. Now I'm not finna kill nobody on no. I'm not finna kill no dude, no girl over nothing. I'm just gonna get away from you. Because you're not. That's why I say a lot of these dudes they haven't been faced with what I've been faced with. A lot of them have not been put in that cell for real. You went probably to jail. Yeah, you might, like Finesse said, yeah, you get in prison, you get you got dudes in prison that's living like kings, but the simple fact is, you don't have your freedom. So every day you wake up, you can get your oodles and noodles, but once you look over, you still in that same lonely cell. With your celly with his funky feet. Unless you by yourself. Now they ain't got that. Don't let them have to take it, like I said, have to take a dump in the middle of the night. So I don't get it. Because I guess, like I say, I come up different. I was raised different in the streets. Like I say, I'm done with. I'm I don't mean to say like. I'm quoting Puff Daddy here. He made a lot of sense on this. This comes from the Notorious B.I.G. movie. This makes a lot of sense. My business is in the streets, but my business is not the streets. Meaning he's not part of the streets, but he deal with street dudes like I do. I deal with them. But I don't live in that culture no more. I deal with that culture because that's where I come. I don't never forget where I come from. But I'm starting to embrace the new and what I supposed to be and what Yahweh sent me to be. And that's why I say to these OGs, big homies, y'all better catch them while they're young, man. Start schooling them and give them what's right. Don't be like Puff Daddy, groom them into that or groom them into being something, man, where it takes their life away. Either penitentiary or death. Grooming them being something like the Italians do. They groom them into being lawyers. Eventually, they groom their kids into being lawyers, doctors, all of this stuff. Because they're going to need some doctors, especially Italians, you know what I'm saying? They groom their kids to be something, to be successful. That's the word. Groom them to be successful. Help them and teach them. See, and it's a different thing, real quick. I'm going to give you a jewel before I leave you. See, you can talk all day till you're blue in the face, but you got to show them. You got to show them by your actions, and just not by your words, by your actions and the way you move. I think that's why when I was locked up, I got a lot of respect from youngsters. Because they seen how I move, man. A lot of them, they came to a point where like, man, you being a hypocrite, woo, woo, woo. But at the same time, I had to explain it to them. I'm still human. I'm going to make mistakes. That's what life is. You gonna fall. But how you get up is the question. Or you just gonna wallow in it, or you gonna make mistakes along the way. That's part of it. And what you learn from the mistakes, you won't have to repeat that same thing over and over again, that same cycle. Like I say, California still, they live by them rules. And Nipsey Hussle, he tried to, Lord rest his soul, he tried to change the narrative himself. And everybody looked at him as, oh, you must be a snitch, you telling the police something. No, he's not. He's trying to come together with them and figure out, how can we do this the right way? Y'all won't be brutalizing my neighbor, brutalizing my homies, brutalizing the elderly in my neighborhood, all of this stuff. He was trying to figure out a way how to get it done the right way. But as they know, and like I say, street justice, you can't do that. You can't talk to the police. He was trying to figure out, man, to do it the right way and try to end this senseless violence. Like I say, in California, they live by their rules. They live by it to the fullest. Long live Nipsey. And like I said, man, Mahogany Jackson, rest in peace. Nikita Davidson, rest in peace. And Dexter Reed, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Cortez Shepard Jr. And to the ones that fell victim to police brutality, domestic violence, and this gang life. Rest in peace to y'all, man. We ain't forgot about y'all and what you soldiers contribute. It's just crazy. I don't know where we headed at, but I know things is finna take a hard left. So I can tell you people is stay prayed up. Keep your eyes on the prize. And man, I just don't know. But as I leave y'all, man, like I always say, man, find this song. And as I leave y'all, man, like I say, stay prayed up, man. Let Yahweh, not man,